All right, we got 5 key things you need to do before thinking about women. So you got to make sure you got all this shit here down before you even look a female way. First one, you got to have discipline. Don't let her control you with her private area. Women think they P word is power because you got suckers out here that make them think that they allow these hoes to treat them any kind of way and accept all kind of bad behavior as long as he getting some vagina. You a weak male if you let a woman control you just for sexual pleasure. You shouldn't even be worried about sex if you can't master semen retention. If you can't go a certain amount of time without releasing your energy, without masturbation, without watching porn, you still a weak man. You letting your flesh control your spirit, and this will carry over when you interact with females. If you want to lead, if you wasn't led by your lust, you'll be able to have some control in your life when it comes to these women. So if you weak, if you letting your flesh control your decisions instead of thinking logical, letting your spirit guide you, you're gonna always have trouble with females. You gotta have discipline. Stop thinking so sexual all the time. The whole world is so sexualized. It's dudes out here every time he see a female, all he can think about is sex. If every time you see a female and all you do is think about sex, your brain is completely like just fucking your shit fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Your shit burnt out. I don't know what you did to your shit. You gotta get your head out of that shit. That shit, you a creep. You ain't no different from a rapist. You ain't no different from the people that be kidnapping. The only difference is they actually acting on their feelings. They acting on what they want to do, and you not. That's the only difference. It's still the same shit. Same shit applies. So you gotta have discipline. Stop moving with your lust. Don't let your lust control you. Don't let her control you with her vagina. Next, you gotta master not being emotional. You gotta get out your feelings. As a man, it's not safe to let your emotions lead you. Think about all the times you got emotional and reacted off impulse and all the bullshit that followed up after that. This dude's dead or in jail right now from being emotional. Some got into it with another dude over a hoe they were both playing with. Now they went to war with each other. One dude killed the other dude. So you got one dead and the other one in jail. All over what? A hoe and your emotions. And you got some of them, they let the woman get the best of them and they start beating on her and shit. Now you got a domestic violence situation going on. And some dudes just woman beaters anyway, but it's all from letting your emotions control how you live. Don't be a slave to your emotions. Don't let females be your slave owners. You gotta have a house. You gotta have your own house, your own crib. Your priorities not where they need to be if you value getting women over having your own place. Over having your own place to stay where you can just bask in your own alpha, masculine, peaceful energy. Whenever you go start fucking with a female, you want to bring her to your crib, not to your mama crib, not to your homie crib, or none of that shit. You don't want to have to hit your homie up. Hey, you at the crib? Let me go over there, man. I got this female I'm about to bring through. You know what I'm saying? Da 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 da. You don't want to be living like that, man. You don't. You don't. The only time that it's cool to bring a girl to your mama crib is if you in high school. You know what I'm saying? You in middle school, you still in school. But I'm talking about as a grown man. Get out your mama house. Get on your shit. Get your own crib. Get you some money. See what I'm saying? And she gonna look at you like the man you are anyway. You know what I'm saying? You got your own crib. She walk in there. You got it smelling good, looking good, candles lit, lights dim, essential oil running through the diffuser. You know what I'm saying? You can't call yourself a man if you grown and you ain't got your own place to stay. I'm talking about your own place to stay. That you the only one that can call that home. Not sharing a place with your homie or none of that. Your own place to stay. Your name the only one on that lease. All right, next up we got find your spiritual God. And what I mean by that is, whether it's God, Buddha, your Israel God, Allah, you know what I'm saying, Christianity, whatever it is, or if you like me, I don't got no specific God. I know the Most High is real, but I won't fake myself into believing it's a certain God when you don't really know what God look like. But you don't need to know. All you need to know is God is real. Something created all this. And if you want, it wants you. So you can't think you a God. You didn't create none of this. So you can't think you a God. You can't control your life in the snap of a finger. You can't control when or how you die. You can't control your death. So don't think you're a God. You're not a God. But you're not a man if you lack spiritual awareness, if you lack spiritual intelligence. You can't lead a woman if you can't lead yourself. Females need leadership. They need guidance. They need a spiritual teacher. You get what I'm saying? So you just can't go around claiming you a prize, claiming you a man. I seen this, it was a little clip, a little YouTube short. They be doing that pop the balloon and shit, pop the balloon, find love. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit. So it was a dude up there. He talking about that the shorty had asked him what he looking for in a woman. And he told her, he said, well, I want me a girl that's gonna let me lead. She need to understand I'm the man. She need to let me lead. Let me lead. What? I'm like, man, check this out, man. If you gotta tell a woman to let you lead, you're not a leader. You're not a man. You need to step back, reevaluate yourself. Can't no woman let me lead nothing. I'm gonna lead. And she gonna follow my leadership. Cause she know that's the best thing for her to do. She know when before I entered her life was in a crapper. You know what I'm saying? Her life was in a shitter. Until she met me, life got better. She applied the shit I told her in her life. She started flourishing. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as a woman letting you lead. You seeking her approval. Imagine going to your girl. Yeah, babe, can you let me lead? I want to be a man. I want to be the man. So can you let me lead? Can you allow me to be a man? Can you allow me to lead? Fuck out of here, man. Look, like it's a thing going on where a female would say, I will be submissive if, what they be saying? They be like, they'll be submissive if it was some shit like that. Like basically they choosing to be submissive with a certain type of man. I forgot the saying they be saying, but And it's like, that's not a submissive woman. If she tell you that she gonna allow you to lead, she gonna allow you to be the man, you're not allowing shit. You hear me, baby? You're not allowing shit. I'm allowing you to be in my life. If I see fit for you to be in my life, you gotta fit like the pair of shoes on my feet. You get what I'm saying? You're not allowing me to do shit. You can't have a girl allowing you to do anything. You're supposed to be this already. You don't supposed to argue that you the man. You don't supposed to argue that you're a prize. You don't argue that that you the leader. If you're a dude, you're gonna naturally lead. If you're a man, if you supposed to naturally lead. And she see that shit. She feel the spirit that you carry when you walking, when you talking. You know what I'm saying? When you look at her, when you talking to her, she look at you like, he know what he talking about. He know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just gonna naturally submit. Like, submission is not a word. Man, that shit not even an action. That shit, submission is not a word. Submission is not an action. Submission is an energy. When she feel your masculine energy, her feminine energy is gonna bow down to that shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you ain't got this shit in you, you ain't got this shit in you. You can't just watch videos. You can't watch the so-called alpha videos and the prize videos and all that type of shit and just think, oh yeah, okay, she gotta submit to me, I'm the man. Then you go around every woman you meet, yeah, I'm the man, I'm the leader, so you gotta submit to me. Come on, man. Nah, bro. Nah, that shit don't work like that, man. Man, you a suck. You got a lot of growing to do, man. I ain't gonna call you no sucker for that, but hey, you got a lot of growing to do. You can't just see shit on the internet and watch a video and think you grew in life. You gotta apply this shit to your life. You gotta be living like this for real. This shit gotta be your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? She gotta know you the man. That shit, she gotta feel that shit on you. She gotta see that shit on you. That shit gotta be on you, man. That shit gotta be in you. It has to be in you. When a female meet me, it's just always a different experience for her. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never met nobody like me. I already know that, but this is shit they tell me. You know what I'm saying? Nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just shake their world. Females don't be the honest man that's living for God, alpha, masculine, know how to lead, spiritually intelligent, humorous, charming, confident. Females don't meet niggas out like this out here, man. Cool, calm, and collected. The 3 C's. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta find your spiritual guidance somewhere, in whatever form you can find that shit in. You gotta have it. You need that 100%. And you don't need, this ain't even for females. You, like I said, this shit you gotta have before thinking about women. It's not for women. It's before you think about women. You gotta have this shit down as a man. This shit you need as a man. I'm not telling you to get this shit for females. I'm telling you to get this shit because if you ain't got this shit, you don't even need to think about females. That's why I'm telling you to do this shit. This what you need to do. All right, you gotta have a car. You gotta have your own car for transportation. You don't want to be asking people for rides and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a job. You gotta depend on people to pick you up and take you to work. That's a little boy position in life. That's a kid position. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no power in your life. You depending on other people. You gotta have your own car. If you just get a job. All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all something. I had a job. This is before I had a car. So I had a job. You know what I'm saying? I was there probably like I was at that job like a month. Within that same month, I started I started like mid August. I started a job in like mid August. This was years ago. So I started in like mid August. I got me a car in October. So it's probably 2 months. I got me a car within 2 months of having a job. On my own. You see what I'm saying? It's that easy. You can get a car in 2 months. Real talk. You ain't got no need to be dependent on other people. When you got shit you need to do in life, you gotta do that shit. Stop spending money on bullshit. You gotta have some fucking discipline, some self-control. You gotta grow and build, man. Stop spending money on bullshit, all this other dumbass shit. You lusting for material shit. When you got shit you need to do in your life, you ain't doing it but holding yourself back. Eventually, either you still gotta get a car, or you just gonna keep depending on other people to carry you around and shit. And now you still gotta pay them. Or you got them talking behind your back, talking about you and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me as a grown man you don't feel like a man, bro. You know when you don't feel like a man. You can brush that shit off in public. But when you alone in bed at night, you know what I'm saying? It's dark in the room. Your thoughts just hitting you, piling your ass up, fucking you up, beating your ass. You can't tell me you feel like a man when you gotta depend on other people. Especially when this shit you can control. You can control having your own crib. You can control having your own car. You get what I'm saying? You can control getting money. Ain't no excuses for this shit. You gotta get to it. So yeah, man, like you can't be asking people for rides to drop you off to her crib. She gotta pick you up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get dropped off to her crib. All that shit cool in high school, you know what I'm saying? You need your own car. Multiple reasons, man. Can't be fucking up your money. You can't be fucking up your credit out here. Get your shit together. So you need all this shit done. You need all this shit down before you even think about conversing with a female. Don't even look their way. Don't look at no female. Close your eyes when they walk by. Close your eyes, man. Real talk. You gotta, this is what you need to do. If your life fucked up right now, this is what you need to do. Let's say you ain't got nothing on this list. If you ain't got nothing on this list, I'm gonna tell you the steps you need to take to get all this shit down and master. All right, first off, start with the spiritual. Start with the spiritual guide. Find a reason to be living. You gotta find your reason to why you alive. You ain't got no reason for why you alive. You just here. You just wake up every day living life until you die. You ain't got no purpose, no morals, nothing. Figure that shit out. Figure out who you are internally. Figure out who you are spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what your soul been trying to tell you all these years. Figure all that shit out. You gotta figure that shit out, man. After that, now you do the discipline thing. See, when you get the spiritual shit, when you start getting that down, you start learning about that. The discipline gonna come into play with that. That's gonna come. They gonna work together. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you can work on being celibate. If you broke, If you ain't got no car, no house, you need to be celibate anyway. You need to get your money right. You got other shit to work on. Other shit you need to be focusing on. Stop worrying about these females. That's why y'all gotta chase them. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all see how females want to deal with the dudes that got money. Even if you ain't gonna trick, I'm against that shit. But if you not gonna trick, you won't even have to give them money for them to see it on you. They just gonna see it and want to fuck with you just off that. You ain't gotta get them shit. But when y'all trying to pursue females, the females y'all chasing the other type of niggas. They chasing the other dudes. Y'all getting table scraps. You get what I'm saying? That's why y'all gotta eat the back door and shit. Y'all gotta eat the back door. You gotta pay for her rent, pay for her nails. Like, these females is tricking y'all niggas out, man. They pimping y'all. Sit back and look at this shit for what it is. They pimping the fuck out y'all. Y'all the hoes and they the pimps. You can't allow yourself to go through that shit. Turn your life around. Stop being a weak man. Stop being led by your lust. Stop letting your flesh control your decisions. Stop putting your spiritual internal self on the back burner. Your spirit supposed to be in the front. Your human's supposed to just sit back until your spirit say, all right, cool. You can go enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? If this woman worthy enough, you can enjoy having sexual pleasure. You gotta give your spirit self the will. He gotta drive. Your human self need to be passenger. Matter of fact, he need to be in the back seat. Seatbelt buckle down. You know what I'm saying? Your human self need to be in the back seat with a seatbelt buckled to the seat. Your spiritual self the driver. You know what I'm saying? He got the wheel. Your spirit got the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this 5 key things to do before thinking about females. Get this shit down. You know what I'm saying? Master all this shit. Master your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Your emotions not even real. You know what I'm saying? You gotta detach from life. Detach from all this shit. Detach from your feelings. Stop caring so much. Once you get to know yourself and who you are, you don't care about nothing. You don't care about nobody's opinion about you. You don't care about you realize your self-worth. You realize your self-love you got for yourself, your self-respect. You know your self-value. Get some discipline down. If every time your semen build up a little bit, you gotta like just release it. You still got the mind of a kid. You gotta go past that shit. And the way you do that is you gotta get off the internet. Keep shit from around you that's gonna cause you to get sucked back into the lower vibrational things that you're being sucked into. You gotta change your environment if you wanna elevate. You gotta change your shit. So yeah, I'm out. Let me know what you think about this shit in the comments. Let me know what you gotta say about this shit.